So, the question is, can atheists be moral? Can they be moral people? Can they live a moral life without God? First things first, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you want to help support what I do financially, you can find me on patreon.com/tattooedtheist. There will be a link for that in the description below. If you don't have me on all social media, you need to do it because it's worth it. I promise it's worth it. It's a loaded question, and I'll tell you why. We have to identify what morals even are, or else we can't answer the question. We can't answer it for anybody, not just those without faith. But we can't answer this if we don't identify and understand what morals actually are to begin with. And honestly, the issue becomes, can atheists even say if something is moral or immoral? Because of their worldview, is it even possible for them to say something is moral? Most, not all, but most, believe that morals are universal, that they are objective, that they are not subjective, that there are things that are universally thought to be right or wrong. Now, like I said, some people will argue that morals are subjective, but more people than not, I would say, are in agreement that morals are objective. And an example would be like rape or murder. Most people, not all, but most, believe that rape and murder are morally wrong. They are immoral. See, religious people don't have an issue answering this question because in most religions, not all, but most, the god or gods they're kind of in unison with the idea that something like murder is wrong, it's immoral. Now, that's because in most religions, again, not all, but most, humans are special. They're specifically designed a certain way, they serve a specific purpose. They're special as far as our world. We're like the upper tier, that they have purpose and value. So to murder them would be to snuff out that purpose and value. So most people who believe in a creator of some kind are in agreement that murder is wrong because of that reason. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Joe, the Bible is chock full of murder. How do you make sense of that? To which I would say, you are absolutely right. The Old Testament has tons of murder. And not only murder, but God sanctioned, God demanded murder. Now, most Christians, not I, but most Christians will say that this is okay because it's God. Everything is His, so He has the right to create or destroy whatever He pleases for whatever reason. Essentially, that people belong to God, so He can make them and destroy them whenever, however He wants. I don't agree with that. This is one of many issues that I have with the Christian scriptures. They'll use this parenting analogy, and it goes like this. A parent is allowed to do something that kids are not allowed to do. So a parent may say, no, you can't eat ice cream, but I can eat ice cream. So when they put their kid to bed, they eat ice cream, which is something they just told their kid that they can't do. To me, this is the dumbest parallel that could possibly be used. We're not talking about ice cream. We're talking about murder. We're talking about ethics and morality, something that many say separate us, humans, from the rest of the world, as far as species are concerned. A parent is never okay. And here's the thing. I'm about to use a swear word, so if you have a problem with that, skip like 20 seconds ahead. A parent is never okay to tell their kid, don't ever call somebody a bitch. It's not okay. And then turn to their spouse and call them a bitch. That is by nobody seen as good parenting. That is a better parallel. That is not okay. So that whole parenting excuse, it doesn't fly with me. It may with you, but it does not fly with me. But really, my point is that people who are religious, they have a way to describe morality because we think morality is objective, most people, and we think God is the creator of everything. So we have this objective moral standard to answer to. We have the because God said so. And that's what you hear a lot of Christians say. Murder's wrong because God said so. So you might ask, well, why don't atheists murder? They have no objective moral standard. They have no God to report to with their good deeds or bad deeds. They have nothing greater than themselves telling them what is acceptable and what is unacceptable, what is moral and what is immoral. So many atheists, when I talk about this with them, they'll say, well, I don't need a God to tell me that rape is wrong. To which I say, okay, then why is rape wrong? And then they'll always go here. They'll blubber some stuff about human value, the value of human life. To which I say, why are humans valuable? What gives people value? See, most atheists, not all, but a lot, they believe that we are literally stardust. And almost all atheists believe that we're matter. We're just matter. Here's my thing. If you're just matter, you don't matter. Matter doesn't matter because it's just matter. Matter has no intrinsic value. You can't say human life has value and you have nothing to back that statement. That makes it just your opinion, that human life is valuable. That's not a fact, that's your opinion. See, opinions don't shape morality to easily 90% of the world's population. Morality is not shaped by opinion. You can say humans have value, because I totally agree, but you can't say humans matter because you can't give me the because. You just say, well, they do. You have no way to reconcile in a logical way why humans are valuable, why human life actually matters, other than the fact that you think it does. And that's fine, like you're entitled to that. But that argument doesn't hold weight. That's just your opinion. So atheists can say something is moral or immoral. I have yet to hear a sufficient argument as to why. Why? From what basis do you draw when you're deciding something is moral or immoral? Atheists can absolutely live moral lives. In fact, and this is embarrassing to say, I know more atheists who live good and moral lives than I do Christians. I know more atheists who live up to the moral standard, the objective moral standard of God and what Jesus taught, than I do Christians. They just don't believe it. They don't believe in God. They don't believe Jesus was God. But their lives reflect what God commanded and Jesus was an example of, more than, on average, in my experience, not yours, mine. On average, better than the Christians that I've known, which is sad. And it's one of the reasons that I've separated myself from the Christian faith system, from the system of Christianity. I found that some of the most moral and good people, by the God I believe in's standard, are people who don't believe in God. They're just really in tune with themselves, and therefore, in my opinion, they're in tune with God, whether they know it or not. Now, as always, this is just my opinion, so woosah, chill. It's my opinion, based on my experiences, my observations. I'm not pushing this on anybody. I'm not telling you that I'm right. You guys ask, so I am telling. This is my opinion. However, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And why? Don't just say I'm wrong. That's obnoxious. Tell me why I'm wrong. Explain it to me. Enlighten me. Please. I love you guys. For real, though.